you for joining me for coffee. Good morning. It starts later than it says you're live, and then it doesn't put me on for 10 seconds. And I've got sun in my eyes. Sun is behind me, but it's glaring off the window upstairs. So I'm going to move over. Oops, sorry, puppy. Pearl's here with me, and I've just disturbed her, so we're very likely to get some. There we go. It's not in my eyes anymore. Anyway, good morning. Oh, we are coming to you live from southeastern Pennsylvania because I got up late. And one reason I got up late is because I went to bed late because I was reading a book. It was a book I'd already read before, so I didn't have to stay up late to finish it. In fact, I left 10 pages. But it is what it is. I'm off this week. Well, after my successes with my knitting earlier in the week, I got carried away and decided, oh, well, you know, I had this whole conversation about my sherbet light green yarn, bulky yarn, and so I said, oh, I'll start a bulky sweater. That won't take very long to knit. Well, I actually swatched it up both singly and held double and had a couple patterns I might have been interested in and swatching, and that was enough to kill any interest I had in making that sweater. And why would I think I wanted to make a sweater using a size 15 or 17 knitting needle? Nobody wants to use a size 17 knitting needle. It's a crazy size. I mean, it's this big. I don't know what it is in European measurements, but the size 17 is about that fat. So what's that? 2-3 centimeters? I don't know. I actually am not clear on how big a centimeter is, but you know what I mean. Well, I think an inch must be close to 4 centimeters, right? Because a meter has 100 centimeters, thus centimeters. And a meter is 37 inches. So a centimeter is a little more than 1/3 of an inch. So that at least 3 centimeters, maybe 4. For a size 17 needle, which is crazy. So anyway, that killed whatever urge I had to knit yesterday by doing that. I should just nurture this small seed of knitting interest that bloomed this week into two cowls that I'm going to wear and enjoy. And I should have just gone with I'm in an accessory mode now. Let me just look for an accessory. In fact, I have a very pretty little one skein shawl already kitted up that Susan gave me a couple of years ago. Susan and I exchanged Advents, and for my Christmas gift from her was a one skein shawl, and it was called whatever the Roman term or Latin term for I saw Vendi Victi, whatever. Anyway, I don't remember what it is, but it's by a designer, Megano Knits, something like that. She used to have a podcast. She lived in Cairo for a while. She had a podcast for a while, Party on My Needles, or I don't know, that's not it. Anyway, oh, I'm making a hash of this. Well, that's what happens when you're live. Anyway, she did a pattern, and the picture on the pattern is her standing in front of the 3 pyramids in Giza, in a spot where Dennis and I have stood, and so that was cool. But anyway, it's a cute little triangular one skein shawl, and she gave me the yarn and she gave me the pattern, and I put it in a bag and I never made it. And it's a cute little and the yarn is named something Egyptian also. So it was this Egyptian themed gift that she gave me. I think it was like Pharaoh's gold, or I'm not sure what. Anyway, it's a lovely yarn that will make a really cute one skein shawl and go very well with, I have two kind of yellowy summer sweaters. And sometimes you need a little something around your neck. It would be like an accessory. That helps a little bit. So anyway, I could knit that. But that is fingering. But it's one skein, little project, you know. So I'm thinking about trying to find that bagged up project and maybe try that, because the size 17 needles for that bulky sweater did not work. Did not work. I found the size 15 40-inch needle that I must have used to make my super bulky grandpa sweater, because I was thinking it was between that and a Jane Richmond pattern that I had bought some time ago. That is a pullover, not a cardigan. But that means you need a little bit of a smaller cord, and I was having trouble finding a smaller cord. And anyway, whatever. Just, it was enough, the swatching was enough to make me realize this was not the direction I should be going to nurture my tiny little sprout of a knitting mojo. So I stopped that, and then I got in a little bit of a funk, and then I read my phone, and that didn't help. We did go over and see Aura. We took her some dinner. I helped her make an appointment for a cardiologist, which she hadn't done yet. And unfortunately, new patients, we're not have new patients till December. Aura was on the phone with her, and I heard she said December, you know, and I'm like, let me talk to her. So I talked to the woman, and she was very nice, and I explained that Aura had an emergency pacemaker installed 3 weeks ago, and so she needed to see somebody. And so, but the earliest she could get us was November 22nd, and that was in the office that couldn't be further away from us and still be in our county, which is about 45 minutes away, but I said we'll take it. However, I need to contact Kim, because if we do go to Florida for Thanksgiving, we won't be home that day. It's the Monday of Thanksgiving week, so have Kim put it on her calendar so that she can take her mom if we end up going to Florida. But the woman was very nice on the phone, and she said, well, I will leave this as an open note on my desk, and if anything opens up, I will call you. I said, great, you can call us. We're retired. We can come. Because she said, can you come to the office today at 4 o'clock? I said, yes, absolutely. This was like 10 after 2. I said, absolutely, we can do that. And then she said, okay, let me check, and came back and said, no, that's not going to work. Anyway, whatever. Aura has an appointment. It's not for till the end of December, which is disappointing. But that's good. So we went over there and did that. Got a little work done over there with her. I finished up the stuff I was doing for my dad. So that's all organized. That's all I did yesterday. And then I was just, and Dennis had a good idea. He said, well, if you don't really feel like knitting now, why don't you work on your blanket? You can sit there and work on your blanket, and that, you know, that makes you happy, and it's no big deal. You just do as much as you want or whatever. I said, oh, that's a great idea. So I connected Minnie, and I started working on my blanket. Then we walked the dogs, went to Aura's. When I came back, I didn't want to do that. So now I have a half of a Minnie I have to finish, because I don't leave minis attached to that blanket. That would be like a mess. So I do have to finish that mini, but I didn't continue with that. So yesterday was one of those days. Luckily, I'm taking the week off. I ended up picking up a book that I've read before and read it, and Dennis came in at 2 o'clock in the morning and said, it's time for bed. I'm like, I have 10 pages. I knew what was going to happen. I left it. I had read the book before. Anyway, so that was my day yesterday. And I got up this morning and I said, you know, I was feeling like I want to, you know, I should do something. I don't have a list. So I need to make a list. But this morning I tried to get the next book in the series of the book I read yesterday from the library, and my library app wasn't working. I'm like, oh, now I need to do something. That's when I said, oh, I need to maybe make a list. I don't have a list. And it says, oh, that's it. You need to make a list. So I was trying to think of what would be on my list. And then my app started working again. So I got the next book and decided I don't need a list. I'm off this week. Anyway, I did watch a couple of painting videos yesterday, and so I even brought my sketchbook out here with me. So I'm just gonna turn around and sit on that chair and look out this way and sketch a little bit and see. Because I have some things I want to paint. I want to make some cards. I'm gonna want to make Christmas cards, and I'm gonna want to give, you know, I want to have cards on hand for other things besides Christmas. So I want to make a bunch of cards. And, you know, I'm stealing ideas from these videos I'm watching and, you know, whatever. So I'm going to maybe do some painting and sketching and reading. That's my plan for today. Finish that one row of my blanket, and maybe I'll go find that shawl, Megan's shawl that Susan gave me, and think about that, because it is, you know, it's a one skein shawl, so it's a little, just an accessory. It's not for throwing over your shoulders and keeping you warm, but it would be great for, like, if I'm wearing a pullover that doesn't have a turtleneck. It would even work in the winter time for me sitting in my house. So anyway, something to think about what I'm gonna do. I don't really, oh, and I'm gonna make crackers today. Dennis made paneer yesterday, so I'm gonna make crackers today. I've been watching the British baking show, which tells you how much I'm vegging, because I've seen it before. Oh, I can get a new episode tomorrow. You know, and they making crackers sometimes because they have biscuit week, and biscuits are crackers or cookies. They have savory biscuits and sweet biscuits. So they're cookies and crackers, they call biscuits, which are different than American biscuits, which we have that word, and we have a food called biscuits, which are very different than British biscuits. And for those of you not in the United States who may not be familiar with American biscuits are very similar to scones, except they don't have any sugar in them. In fact, the scones Dennis made was a biscuit recipe where he put a little sweetener in it. So for those of you not in the United States and not familiar with U.S. American biscuits, that's what a biscuit is to us. But anyway, I'm watching the British baking show, and they're making crackers, which crackers are a different thing in Britain too. Whatever. Words, those that, you know, you'd think we were speaking the same language. Sometimes we're not. And they put flavors in them. So I was thinking about flavoring some of my crackers to see what I thought about that. Dennis isn't a big fan of flavored crackers, so I won't be doing it for him. But so I want to think about some flavors, and I need to do that actually first thing, because Dennis will be going to the store later today, and if I've decided I want to flavor my crackers with some herb or spice or something that we don't have, he will get it for me. So I'll think about that. So I'm going to make crackers today and read and sketch and veg. That's my plan. Maybe, and finish one row on my blanket. And if I get inspired by that, I might make more than, you know, not finish the row, but finish the yarn. Or I might, you know, I could attach more yarn if I felt like it. And go from there. I've given myself this week, at least I said I gave myself this week. It's hard to get rid of that headspace that, you know, you're a lazy SOB and you should be doing things like making a list. But whatever. I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. I'm doing this all the time, and you're tired of hearing it. I'm not the only one who beats themselves up every day, right? I think I'm pretty normal. That's a sad situation for the world. Anyway, I'm taking it easy today. I'm trying to let myself have the week off and not pressure myself. In fact, I think I'll make a list on my list of things to do on Monday. How about that? That'll be on my list of things to do on Monday, when my week off is over. That's it. That's the ticket. All right. Oh, talking a long time. So thank you so much for joining me. I am going to take the day off, and I am going to give myself a break as best I can in terms of my conversation with myself. I'm going to make some crackers, sketch some cards maybe, and enjoy the gorgeous, gorgeous weather today. I'm wearing my Monte Rosa today. I need it. It's about 61 degrees out here now. And when the sun goes in behind a big cloud, it's coolish, but my Monte Rosa is yummy. This is Isabel Kramer pattern. This was my Rhinebeck sweater for my first Rhinebeck. And I love it. When I was trying to decide whether I was going to do the pullover version or the cardigan version of that bulky sweater, which turned me off yesterday, I was kind of going through my head trying to think about how many cardigans do I have that I made. So do I need a cardigan? And the reality is that I button my cardigans for the most part in the winter time. I mean, this has a couple buttons buttoned, not all the way up to my neck because it's not very cold. But when it's chilly, it's chilly and I wear this sweater in the wintertime, I button it all the way up. So I realized that, I'm not ever adverse to taking a sweater off over my head. The only problem with a pullover versus a cardigan is you can't just open it up and get a little cooler without taking the whole sweater off. But I do find that I just wear my cardigans all buttoned up most of the time anyway, so having the difference between a cardigan and a pullover seemed small. And so I was going for the pullover just because it was easier, except that the super bulky grandpa sweater is a very nice sweater, and I have one and I love it, and I didn't put pockets on it. I am tempted to just knit up some pockets and put them on that sweater, because I did buy an extra skein of yarn to do pockets because I had run out of yarn. But then I washed it in the hand wash cycle of my washing machine and kind of shrunk it a little bit. And so then I thought, do I want to put regular pockets on it after it's been a little shrunk? I suppose it wouldn't matter, because it's not, it's more likely to, it's worse to put whatever. Anyway, I think it wouldn't matter. I was thinking maybe I'll just do the patch pockets and then just put them in the washer too, and then they would match, but they don't have to match, because I am not putting that sweater in a washer again, so I'm hand washing it, so the pockets shouldn't shrink too much. So anyway, I'm running out of battery on my phone because I was on my phone before I came here today, so I need to stop and go. But I could just do pockets on that. I would love to have pockets on my super bulky grandpa sweater. I'm really annoyed when I get dressed lately and I don't have any pocket at all, which is very often, women's clothes. So I was thinking about knitting a pocket. I was thinking about knitting a pocket and wearing it like a cross body bag or around my waist or something like that, so that I could always have a pocket. I mean, I put the dog treats in a fanny pack when I go for a walk. So I think, some like version of a knitted fanny pack that I could just wear all the time, and it would have, I could put my phone and my glasses in. I mean, that's what I need. I need some place to put my phone and my glasses so I have them with me when I'm moving around. So that's a thought too. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm out of battery. I'm out of things to talk about. It's a beautiful day though. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I hope you are well and lovely and all is well with you guys. And I will say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining me for coffee, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.